Okay, what do we got here? Wow, that's amazing. I just ordered this thing this morning and it's here already. That's pretty awesome. I can't wait to go inside and check it out. Hello everybody, it's Jeff with AZ Camera Reviews. I just got this brand new ZHIYUN camera stabilizer. Actually, it's a camera gimbal, and I'm going to be mounting my cell phone in it, and so I can have more stable pictures when I'm shooting video or I'm in a moving vehicle and I want to shoot some stills. So this just showed up at my front door. I just ordered it this morning. I can't believe Amazon got it here so fast. So let's open the box. Let's see what's inside. I'm really excited. Let me open this. Hang on. Let's see what we got. Okay. There we go. This is it. This is it. It's the Smooth 4. And this is something that I've wanted to try out. As a matter of fact, I have another one by another leading brand, and I had a lot of problems with it in the past. You can look at some of my other videos, and you'll see the problems I've had in the past. But we're going to try this one out and see what we've got. So the first thing we're going to do here is I'm going to try to rip the plastic off of it, so you get to see what happens right out of the box. Okay, I'm going to take off the plastic. And I know this is new because it's got a seal on both sides. So that's always a good thing. Now you know that somebody else didn't open it before. So I just opened it up and let's see what we've got. Okay. This is the other side of the box, by the way. You saw the back before. I showed you the back. This is the front. Okay, so we'll shake it out. And I guess this is, let's see what's in this. Came with this little thing. Let me see what's inside here. It's probably some sort of an owner's manual or something. Yep, this is the owner's manual. And it's got some QR codes on the back side of it. So we've got that. Now let's open up this. It says ZHIYUN on the front. And let's see, here it is. We'll open up the box. And this is what's inside. And let's see, what do we got here? We've got a little tripod mount. It's made out of a very hard plastic, but it feels pretty sturdy. You've got a nice flat charging cord, and what's kind of cool about this is it's Type-C, which is kind of nice. It's a Type-C with, you know, your standard USB on the other side, and it's a flat cable, and it feels rubbery. It feels of really good quality. Okay, we'll put this down. We'll put this down for the time being. And now, let's take out the main attraction, which is the actual gimbal itself. Now, just looking at the gimbal, it seems to be made fairly well. It's of a hard plastic material. It has some nice controls on the front, and it's got a knob. And we'll investigate and see how all this stuff works later. On the back side of it, there's a trigger. There's a down side of the trigger and an up side of the trigger. And something that I had read about that I really liked was the fact that it has a detent, so that when you're just using it, it locks this this way, so you don't have everything that's just kind of flopping around. It just locks it into one place. So I'm going to charge it up, and I'm going to read up on it, and then when I come back, we'll see how it works. Okay, so we're outside right now. We're going to try the ZHIYUN SMOOTH 4. I'm going to see how it tracks on the front of my car. So I've already turned on the device. I've already got everything balanced up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it as how I kind of want it. I'm going to lock it in place. And I would advise for you to get a better mount than this. This one's kind of crummy, and I'm kind of taking my life in my own hands with my cell phone and my new Smooth 4, but let's see how it works. Okay, I've got it turned on. It's already recording. I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to go for a little bit of a drive. So there you go. I took it up to the end of the street, and I turned around and I came back. So I've shown you the way the ZHIYUN SMOOTH 4 works on my car as far as it being stabilized. When you do use it on a car though, make sure you use a good heavy-duty suction clip. Usually the ones with the 3 suction cups on them work the best. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a couple of the other steps and some of the other things that the Smooth 4 can do. Okay, before I start this, I want to say a couple of quick things. When you're setting up your gimbal, before you turn it on or turn anything on, make sure that your cell phone is level and that the gimbal has the phone level. Then that way it'll put less stress on the motors on your gimbal. Today I'm using a Samsung S5, which is an extremely light camera phone, and that's why it's moved out in this direction, more towards the outside. Most of your cell phones will weigh way more than this and be a lot heavier, so they'll be hugging this back rubber piece and they'll stick out a little more. Now, I'm going to go in for a close-up of the screen so I can show you how things work, but I just want to show you one thing before I do that. First of all, this button right here that says menu, this toggles your main menu on and off. So you'll see now you have no main menu. Now you push that, you've got all these menu items here. And so basically when you want to go into things, you hit your flash button and that'll bring them up, and then you turn this right here, this dial, and that'll work through the other icons. And now what I'm going to do is go in for a close-up of the screen so I can explain what some of these things do. Okay, so basically let's start this way. This is your home button. This will always end up bringing you back to where you need to be. These icons all across the top kind of tell you what's going on. This right now says I'm in a time-lapse mode. This says that I have the flashlight always on. This is a timer. This is high definition record. this shows that my Smooth S4 is at 100% and that my phone is only at 77%. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press my menu button, and as you can see, the menu came up here, and you have camera, flash, timer. This is your resolution, auto white balance, your resolution, your some manual features, scene features, and settings. So let's push the flash button, and let's start at the beginning. This is the default setting, so if you don't want to have any special effects, you would use this setting here. The next is 180-degree pano. So what you would do is you would set it here. You would push the record button, and it would do 180-degree panoramic shot. The next is what's called a 3x3 pano, which gives you a shot that it takes it 3 times. It'll do 3 shots across the top, then it'll do 3 more shots across the middle, and it'll do 3 more shots across the bottom. Okay, the next is slow-mo. And if your camera can do slow-mo, and I'm going to refer to your cell phone as your camera from now on, this will take normal motion and it'll slow it way, way down. Okay, so now let's go to the next icon, which is time-lapse. And in time-lapse, what you can do is you push the flash button, it'll take you into the time-lapse feature, and you can set your time interval, and you can set your duration, okay? And that's just by moving your thumb wheel. So now let's give it a second click on the flash, and what it's going to do is it's going to show you, it'll take one every 1/30th of a second, 1/2 second, and it goes all the way up to 1 frame every 60 seconds. So let's go back up to 1/2 second, and let's select that. And then for the duration, I'm going to shoot it for 30 seconds, but let's go over and let's see what you have for duration. So you can start at 30 seconds, but you can go all the way up to 3 hours. So for the lack of boring somebody, let's just do 30 seconds. And let's hit start. And this is going to do a 30-second time lapse. Now you could also run this time lapse by hitting the flash button, but I ended up doing it by starting it right on the camera. So you're not going to see much movement in this because there's no real wind and there's nothing really happening. So I decided I was going to move the camera a little bit so you'd have a little bit more of an interesting shot here. So now we just finished shooting time lapse, and what we're going to do is hit the menu button again, and as you can see we've got our menu up, and then I'm going to hit the flash button, and we're on regular time lapse right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to the motion time lapse, and I'm going to click the flash button, and let's do this. Let's start the picture like right here and add that as number 1 waypoint. And then what we'll do is we'll finish up with this shot right here as our final waypoint. Okay, so now we're going to go up on this, and we're going to hit next. Okay, and I have my time interval set for 1/2 a second and my duration for 30 seconds, and now I'm going to hit start, and it's going to go back to its original position, and you're going to have a 30-second time lapse. but there's really nothing going on right now, so there's nothing really to see. Maybe you'll see some birds going through the screen or something. And then it stops, then it returns to where the original place it started. So now let me twist the camera back so that you can be looking at something. And now let's go back in and let's hit our menu button. And let's hit our flash button. And then you have a vertigo. Vertigo is a really, really cool effect. But I don't have the time to go in and show you how it works. But basically what it does is it's also known as forced perspective, where as you walk in, the zoom zooms out and vice versa. Okay, so let's go back and now select flash. Okay, now as it stands right now, if you turn this on and you enable it, the flashlight will stay on the front of your camera the entire time. If you use this setting, when you start recording or you take a photo, the flash will go just when you start the exposure. This is the flash is open, and this is the flash is closed. Okay, next thing is timer. And when you go into timer, you can do a delayed start of 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and that's it. Okay, next thing is HDR. Now, you can put HDR on, or you can do HDR off. I run it with HDR on. Next thing is auto white balance. And you can do auto, you can do incandescent, you can do fluorescent, you can do sunny, you can do cloudy. And I'm going to run it back to auto. Okay, now we can go to resolution. Now this camera only shoots in 2 resolutions. It only shoots 720p or 1080p. And I'm just running this right now in 1080p. Next thing is in manual. And you have manual off and you have manual on. If you go into manual on, you can adjust different things inside your camera while it's in the manual setting. Okay, so let's go back into that and let's turn that off. Now, you also have a scene setting. So you have a walking setting on this, and I'll demonstrate that. And then you have a fast motion setting, and I will show you what that looks like. So we now have it set in walking, and this is what walking looks like. Okay, so now here's a sample of just walking towards my camera, and I'm going to walk past it with the ZHIYUN Smooth 4. Okay, now I'm going to set it in motion, and I'm going to run, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Okay, now this is running with the Smooth 4 towards my camera and past. And that concludes the running test. Okay, and last but not least is settings. And you can adjust different things. Right now in camera, you've got your video quality, which is either excellent, quality, equilibrium, or optimize. I set mine into excellent. Then you have panoramic stop time, and you hit that, and you can do 0 seconds, half a second, 1 second, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30, and that's it. 30-second panorama. and I'm going to put it back to 0. And you can go into your grid. Now, you saw I had a center point on there. You can also change it to a crisscross and a 9-sector grid, or you could just leave it in grid itself, which gives you the 9 sectors, or you can just have nothing. I prefer to have it in grid because that helps me keep center lines and everything correct. Okay, so now you go back to camera and you want to switch over to general. So you hit general and it gives you the name of the device. If you want to change the name of the device, you can do that, but I really don't care to. It shows that it's a Smooth 4, and I'm using software version 1.77, and at the time of doing this, version 1.77 is the newest version of the firmware update. So that's kind of what is available on this camera, and I'm going to show you a couple of examples. Okay, let me show you how easy it is to pair this thing. First thing you're going to want to do is make sure that it's turned on, that your lights are on. Then you're going to come over here to your ZHIYUN icon, and it says Smooth 4, and you're going to come over here and you're going to go connect to device, and this little dialog box is going to come up, and then what's going to happen is it'll connect to the camera. You can just hit camera if you want. Sometimes it comes up faster. And there you are. You're connected. And something that's really, really cool about this thing is you've got this thumb wheel right here, and you can zoom in with this thumb wheel. Just by hitting the thumb wheel, you can zoom in. Okay. And then you can zoom out also. That's just my camera that keeps losing focus. It's kind of dark out here, so it's having a real hard time to keep its focus. It's really hunting around. And the other thing you can do is you can go in here and you can go to change to autofocus. And what you can do is you can actually, with this, you can manually, when the light is on, you can manually focus. So that's another really, really cool feature of this. I have to say, all in all, I think it's a well-constructed unit. I really, really enjoy using it. And like I said, it's made well and it's pretty responsive. I would give this product a definite thumbs up. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about is the one reason I really like the Samsung S5 is because I can do these great picture-in-pictures. And when I want to do a blog, I can talk about stuff as I'm walking around, and I can do some really, really great things. So that's kind of why I really, really like this S5. Samsung had taken this feature out of some of their other cameras, but it makes it such a great product to use on this arm, because you can see me and what I'm talking about, and I can talk about things out there. And this arm is really, really great. I'm in the walking mode right now. And so this is Jeff with AZ Camera Reviews saying, please like us, please share us, please watch us, and most of all, please subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.